I think that this is consistent with a variety of steps that the council has taken to ensure accountability and transparency. And it is unusual that we do not have a pay scale at the top. It is something that's very common. The federal government has it. Our neighboring counties have it. I and my colleagues have noticed over time that some of the salaries paid to senior officials in this government seem random, arbitrary, and quite high. We have excellent people working in county government. It has never been my intent to disparage their public service. But I also believe that for many of these individuals, they are at the pinnacle of their careers, and the salaries that have been offered are higher than they need to be. And so we are now going to have accountability. We're going to have a pay scale, as is common. And so I think that this is very much in the interest of our taxpayers. When questions arise, how is this salary determined? They'll be determined according to a pay scale, as they are in the federal government and in our neighboring jurisdictions. If it is absolutely necessary to offer a much higher salary to attract talent in a particular circumstance, the bill provides for a waiver that the executive branch may request from the council. I intend to continue looking at the salaries offered to the appointees sent our way. Again, it is not personal. I know that people take it personally from time to time. We all work very, very hard, but it is in the taxpayers' best interest that we account for our decisions, that we account for the compensation that is paid, and the compensation that is paid at the top level affects the entire pay scale from top to bottom. And so as we are from time to time admonished by the county executive for spending more than he recommends, it is important that the executive branch also have accountability and moderation in its spending, and this legislation moves us in that direction. So again, I thank my colleagues on the Government Operations Committee for their support, and I hope that we will get the full council to support this measure this morning.
Madam Clerk, could you call the roll again for Bill 5150?
Mr. Elrich?
Yes.
Mr. Elrich votes yes. Mr. Hucker?
Yes.
Mr. Hucker votes yes. Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Mr. Rice votes yes. Mr. Leventhal?
Yes.
Mr. Leventhal votes yes. Mr. Reamer? Mr. Reamer votes yes. Ms. Navarro?
Yes.
Ms. Navarro votes yes. Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Katz votes yes. Mr. Berliner?
Yes.
Mr. Berliner votes yes. Ms. Florine?
Yes, Bill 5150 passes unanimously. 9 votes, yes.